I've been married to Katie for over a decade now. We first met as classmates, neighbors, and spent so much time together that what started as a harmless crush eventually bloomed into something real. And of course, it led to marriage. For the longest time, I believed that we were the epitome of a healthy relationship, something others could look up to, especially the kids we always planned on having, though that never quite happened. Then one day, I came home from work earlier than usual. As I approached the house, I heard voices coming from our bedroom. Curiosity got the better of me, so I moved closer, just enough to catch snippets of a conversation. It was Katie, but not alone. She was chatting on a video call with a guy, and from the way they were talking, it wasn't just some friendly chat. The conversation, football, a sport she couldn't stand. She was one of those women who could binge-watch TV series for hours on end, but the moment a sports channel was on, she'd roll her eyes and change the channel. My stomach dropped as I stood there quietly listening in. It was clear now, Katie was talking to someone she shouldn't be, but I didn't want to confront her right then and there, so I backed off and quietly returned to the hallway, slamming the front door behind me to let her know I was home. The chatter stopped instantly, and within moments, Katie appeared in the hallway, all smiles and dressed in nothing but her underwear. It was as though her behavior confirmed everything I feared. For the next several days, I couldn't stop thinking about what I had overheard. I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off, so I began following Katie, trying to piece together more about this mysterious man. It didn't take long before I stumbled upon some photos on her sister's social media. A few months ago, Katie had visited her sister in the countryside. She called me, complaining about how bored she was, then shared pictures of them grilling kebabs outside. But the ones I found, those were different. There were no extra photos, nothing else that would raise an eyebrow, yet her sister had posted a few photos, probably showing off some guy who was clearly into football. I couldn't leave it like that, so I decided to have a straight talk with Katie. When I finally did, it didn't take me long to get to the bottom of the truth. After a heated argument, I told her that she had to leave the house. She could have gone to live with her farmer. I couldn't bear the thought of her living in this house anymore. She immediately started apologizing, but I couldn't bring myself to accept it. The betrayal was too strong. Katie collapsed, her emotions overwhelming her as she broke down into tears. She clutched her hair, trembling with despair, and then out of nowhere, she let out a loud, frantic scream. For a moment, I'll admit, I was a little afraid, but I quickly shook it off and tried to steady myself. Katie didn't get up, though. Instead, she slid down the wall to the floor, sobbing uncontrollably. I had to step in. I moved toward her, gently grabbing her by the elbows to help her up. She looked at me, her face a mess of tears and regret. "I'm sorry," she whispered, her voice shaky, then paused. "I'm sorry," she repeated, her voice louder this time, more desperate. But honestly, I don't even know how it all happened. All I remember is that after that night, I was done. I left. "Shut up, for God's sake. Stop." I couldn't bear hearing any more of her apologies or excuses. I had already made up my mind. What was there to forgive? She should be thankful I didn't lose it completely when I first found out. The nerve of her, trying to make me listen to her justification. It was maddening. Katie grabbed my hands, trying to pull me to her, pleading. "You see, I should have stopped him. I didn't want this conversation. You didn't want his company?" I blurted out in response, my voice cutting through the air. "Remind me how the last sty ended?" Her face paled. She staggered back, and I saw her bang her head against the wall. Her eyes were wide open, tears glistening in them, and they were full of shock. I knew that she had just been caught in another lie. "Shut up," I snapped. "Pack your bags and get out. We'll meet in court and we'll divide the assets, taking your betrayal into account, of course." That evening, Katie packed up and left. She walked out of the home we built, leaving me with nothing but the echoes of her tears. A week later, I received a text from her, a crying message asking me to bring her clothes. She gave me the address. I knew I couldn't just let it go. I decided I would finish this like a man. So I got into my car and drove the 200 kilometers to her. When I arrived, I found out that she had run off to her sister's place in the countryside. Who would have guessed, right? But of course, she didn't send me the address from her sister's place. It was from her new boyfriend's. I pulled up, parked, and waited. I sat there for a minute, then two, while the car's engine idled. And as I waited, I couldn't help but think. It's one thing to try and do something good for someone, but it's another to sit there humiliating yourself, parked right under their windows. In the end, I opened the trunk, took out a suitcase, and, well, I probably accidentally dropped it in a puddle when I got up. Not that I cared much at the time. He opened the back door and began to dump the contents of the suitcase on the grass, as if it were ordinary trash. I closed the trunk, got back in the car, and drove away. That's all, the end of this chapter. It wasn't long before everything collapsed between us. To be honest, I wasn't surprised. Why should I be surprised? After all, we only bought a car over the years, and I ended up giving it to my mom. However, I inherited this apartment from my grandmother. 6 months later, Katie tried to reinsert herself into my life. But as they say, a holy place is never truly empty. I quickly added her and her family to my blacklist. Her betrayal had cost her everything. Her family, her future with me. But it also gave me the freedom to turn the page and start a new chapter. The best part? It finally allowed me to become a father. So guys, if you all liked today's story, please like the video and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon. Thank you for watching.